AAA just out with a report showing pedestrian fatalities have risen 80% in the last 15 years after a historic low back in 2009. Well, the city of Syracuse was already working on making sure streets are safe for walkers, cyclists, drivers. It's called Vision Zero, and here to talk about it and for upcoming open houses on the topic is Mayor Ben Walsh. Mayor, always good to see you. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Jeff.
So I tried to sum it up there, but how would you describe Vision Zero to someone?
It's a strategy deployed by cities around the world, quite simply to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries. And as you heard from the AAA, those injuries are on the rise nationally as well as right here in Syracuse.
Yeah, I was going to say, why develop this plan in Syracuse? What have you all been seeing in terms of numbers and safety issues on the streets of Syracuse that you decided to launch this kind of effort?
Just over the past 5 years, we've had 42 people in the city of Syracuse lose their lives due to traffic fatalities, half of which are people that aren't in vehicles. So it's a serious issue. Many more hundreds have been injured. So it's impacting the people of the city of Syracuse who I represent, and we felt that it was time to really take a hard look at it and to start making some changes and make our streets safer.
Yeah, if I understand correctly, though, you have some programs and initiatives that have already been put in place that I guess align with Vision Zero or already kind of precursors to Vision Zero. Like what sort of things are we talking about? Like speed humps, things like that?
Exactly. Yeah. So this was a priority back in 2018 when I first entered office because I heard it directly from the people. When I knocked on doors and I talked to people in neighborhoods, it was probably one of, if not the highest number of concerns and complaints that I got is cars speeding through neighborhoods, blowing through stop signs, families worried about their kids playing out in the yard. And so before we even identified Vision Zero as an option, we began deploying certain traffic calming and traffic safety measures. The speed humps were a priority, and we had to work through some concerns from our plow drivers and others, but we worked those out. We've been deploying those for a number of years now. Our municipal sidewalk program, making sure that our sidewalks are in better condition and safe for people that travel in a city where 25% of the population doesn't have access to a private vehicle. That also includes sidewalk snow removal as well. So we've undertaken a number of initiatives, but Vision Zero really gives us kind of an umbrella to put them all under, as well as gives us best practices that other communities have already deployed.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I'm sure if you mentioned that this is implemented worldwide, what other types of things could be out there that you may look to implement here?
So a number of projects that we have in the pipeline, bus stop arm cameras. Of course, that's one of the most serious infractions is when you have a bus that's picking up or dropping off a young child and a car recklessly drives around it. We're going to have cameras on the bus stop arms. We're going to deploy those before the end of this school year. Also deploying red light and speeding cameras in school zones. Again, we really want to focus where our most vulnerable populations are, and of course our young people are chief among them. So those are specific projects that are already underway that will be fully deployed this year. But there's a lot of other different traffic calming measures, narrowing lanes, decreasing the speed limit. Those are all things that, again, other communities have done and will ultimately end up doing as well.
Yeah, pretty comprehensive list there. So you have 4 upcoming open houses, Tuesday tomorrow, the 18th, Wednesday, then the next Tuesday and Wednesday. What kinds of things are you looking to gather from people at these open houses?
Well, as I said, when I started this job, this work really stemmed from community engagement and public input and feedback. That's what we're trying to achieve with these meetings. We want people to come out, look at the work that we've done so far. We've actually been able to narrow down to 25 intersections where half of our fatalities and serious crashes happen. If we all think about it as we travel through the city, I think you can probably come up with many of them. So we want people to look at the maps to say, yep, we agree, this is a real problem area. Here's one that you may have missed that you should be thinking about. Really, we just want to hear people's own personal experiences and anecdotes and make sure that the plans that we're developing are ultimately developed both by the data and the people that are going to be impacted by the plan.
Yeah, quick last one. If they can't make it to any of these, can they still give input? How do they do that?
Yeah, just they can jump on our website, syr.gov, type Vision Zero in the search bar, and they'll be able to access information and provide feedback through that as well.
Perfect. Figured it was easy. Mayor Ben Walsh, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time as always.
My pleasure, Jeff. Thank you.